Welcome back, Royals, to Queen Worm Farm, and I'm going to show you my technique on how I keep everything organized. A successful business is an organized business, so I'm going to show you how I label everything to keep myself organized, and therefore everything just runs a lot smoother. So take a look at this. So what I'm filming behind me is a set of containers, and these containers contain my breeding worms that I won't sell. So let's take a look at the labels. So this one here has in brackets July 1st. And that is when I got my worms. Don't mind my hands. I was just dealing with one of these containers and I still got a bit of dirt on me. But this was July 1st, 2024. That's when I got these worms. They didn't start breeding until September 29th. Now, I should add 2024 on these labels because when I made this label, it was already 2024. But we're 2025 now. I put the original red wiggler. These are the original. So these are the oldest worms, and they were bought from a place out in Ontario. And I write on here breeding because that's what they're doing, breeding. Same with this tub, labeled the exact same. Then I have here red wiggler growing July 3rd. So these ones here were kind of just growing. They were hatched. And that's a date here that's really important. So I know from that date to whatever date it is now, I can figure out how many months old these worms are. And I'm really hoping that these will start breeding here when I take a look. Then I have July 3rd. I have, instead of growing, I have breeding. That means that this tub here and this tub are the same age, but this one's not breeding yet. This one is. So I know that I need to take eggs. I need to do a separation out of here. And I just know that this is breeding. Same here, July 3rd. This one's breeding, and that's how old they are. So this is from eggs. So let me clarify. So when I got my first set of worms, I ordered eggs and adult worms. I hatched these out here, and I've separated them now into several containers. This one's breeding, and I see I have here, this one was breeding November 29th. This one's breeding, and this one is. So I know when they hatched, how old they are, and this one here, when they started breeding. So it gives me an idea of how long it takes them to grow from egg to breeding stage and how old they are. Coming down here, I have here, again, same thing. And then right here is a little bit different. I have September 29th hatching. So these obviously are not breeding yet because they hatched in September. So they're close. And when they are breeding, I'll put a label on here with painter's tape. I just write on painter's tape breeding. That way I know. So now what happens when I take the adults out of here and I'm left with the soil and the eggs? That's when I come over here. Take a look at all these tubs. This is where I store all of the soil that has eggs in it, and they hatch in these tubs, and they are all labeled. So all of this is February 1st. All of this is full of soil and thousands of eggs, and it goes down. And you can see as my worms over here, as more and more came onto breeding stage, the more tubs I make per month. So the oldest containers I have is November 2nd, eggs. So I write on there. I don't write eggs anymore because I got my system. But November 2nd is when I put those in, so I know how old they are, and I know that I can sell those. We'll get to adult stage by about May. So November eggs will be ready in May. And then I have December eggs. And then I have January goes all the way down, and February, and every month there's more of these that I make per month because I have more worms of my own coming on board. So there is thousands of worms here getting ready for sale. And they're in tubs because I'm never going to breed these. I'm going to either sell them or I'm going to feed them off to my chickens. And that way I know that over here, we never sell. These are my big breeding worms. And these are my sale worms. And this just really makes sense to me. Plus, I can stack these containers up. I can get these containers for $1 at a ice cream place near me. So they stack really nice, as you can see. I've got holes on the sides that we put in, and none on the top because that's where we're stacking. But that's all they need, is just a little bit of airflow. And they do wonderful, wonderful in these. And I can put so many in a small area. Because as you can see, it's not like I have this massive room. This is what I got for the worms. So I'm going to be stacking like crazy. And I'm about a month away from getting my official business up and running to sell to the public. So Queen Worm Farm will start selling to the public in a month. So that's pretty cool. I also, on this side, these ones here, because I have such a strong breeding stock, this tub is actually ready for sale. So I'm just fattening those worms up, getting them ready. And they're just in this tub right now because that's just what happened at that time. So these two will be sale once this one's officially ready. So I put on their sale so I know exactly what I am doing. Anyway, so that is the system that works for me in my brain. And it may not work for you, but it may also. And for me, this just simplifies everything, keeps it neat. And I always know how old things are because I can always go back and go, okay, July 3rd, 2024. Well, we are March 3rd right now, 2025. And then I can figure out just by quick calculation how old these worms are. If I have November right here, and then I know, well, we are March, I can figure out really quickly how old those worms are, what stage they're at immediately. So there's no guessing work, no guesswork at all. Everything's organized. So I really hope that helps you. Remember, subscribe, like, and share this video, and I'll see you on the next one.